Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Fans, today we have a very special guest. Michael Chavis, infielder in the Dodgers organization, joins Dodgers Daily. So Michael, thank you so much.
Appreciate you having me on.
Okay, man. Been cool getting to know your game. Of course, you have over 1,000 major league at-bats between Boston, Pittsburgh, Washington. Just kind of take us through your career to this point and how you ended up here.
I mean, just saying the fact that I got 1,000 career at-bats, I mean, that alone is pretty awesome to me. You know, when you're a kid, you dream about playing Major League Baseball, and that sounds like a substantial amount, so I'm just blessed to have had that many. And now that I got the opportunity here with the Dodgers to learn and grow a little bit, I've really loved what I've seen from the Dodgers organization, and I just feel blessed to be here.
Yeah, so, all right, you got traded from Boston to Pittsburgh back in 2021. Here we go. Okay, then you lit things up with Pirates, and then talk about what it was like getting traded, just kind of the traded piece of it. I know that's always an interesting part of being in the game, and how that led you to finishing strong on that trade.
Yeah, the trade was honestly it was a huge learning experience for me because, you know, I was drafted by Boston in 2014. I was a high schooler, so I was 18 years old. And then all the way I was with them from 2014, made my debut in 2019, and then traded in 2021. So the Red Sox were really all that I knew. And it was my introduction to pro ball. It was kind of how I grew and learned how to be a professional ball player. So when I was traded, it was excited to go to the Pirates and get the opportunity that was over there because I wasn't playing a whole lot in Boston at the time. So I was thankful for the opportunity, but at the same time, I was truly very sad because it kind of felt like I was somewhat moving away from home because Boston was all that I knew. I knew everybody in the organization from the GCL all the way up through the big leagues. I know everywhere I walked into like in spring training, you walk into the complex, you know everybody's name, even the attendants, the workers outside and everybody like that. So like it truly felt like family to me. So I was a little bit sad when I left Boston, but then the opportunity that I gained in Pittsburgh was huge. And immediately once I joined the Pittsburgh team, I was welcomed like it was a whole new family. Yeah. And it was truly a blessing to be over there, and I learned a lot as well.
So 2022 with Pittsburgh, then you become a free agent, then you choose the Nats. Right. So take us to that.
Crazy offseason, you know, first time dealing with free agency, not really knowing what to expect or how it really goes. So there were a couple opportunities out there, and just it really just comes down to I wanted to play baseball. Yeah. You know, since I was a kid, that's all I've really wanted to do. When I was a kid, when you would ask what I wanted to do, was to be a Major League Baseball player. So I was just looking for the opportunity to continue living that dream, no matter where it was at. And the Nationals gave me a great opportunity to do that. So I was with I've been blessed to be around a bunch of great guys everywhere that I've gone. So everywhere that my feet have been, God has led the way, and I feel like that He has just prepared the way for me. And everywhere that I've been, it's just been a blessing. I've had a great experience everywhere I've been, and I was truly blessed again to be with the Nationals as well.
Yeah, so you have all this experience. You see these guys who haven't made the major leagues yet. It hasn't been as glamorous for them. So what kind of advice do you give them?
You know, I feel like you always kind of see the glamorous side that's always on TV. It's kind of like a movie, you know, you see all the best moments. You don't really see the grind and the hustle that's behind the scenes. And I would say that's kind of one of the moments that I'm in right now, you know. People forget that the minor leagues are a little bit different from the major leagues. So right now, everybody that's in this team, that's in this clubhouse right here, we're all working towards the same common goal of getting back or getting to the major leagues for the first time. So having been through that whole process of coming through a system, being a prospect, and then making my debut, I take everything that I've learned and I try and pass it on to the guys that are coming up through for the first time. Because I mean, looking back, when I was 23 years old and I debuted with Boston, there were so many things that I wish there was like just an older Michael who could be like, hey, here's some advice or something that I know that you're going through. So I try to take what I've experienced there, and I really try to pass that knowledge on so that I can maybe help some person down the road.
So you said I just want to play baseball. So how do you separate the business side? You've been traded, you've done the free agency thing, you've gotten to choose, you've gotten to not choose. How do you separate the business side from just playing baseball?
Man, that's kind of a learning experience as well, because the first couple of times, like my first business experience would have been when I was traded from Boston to Pittsburgh, and I told you it stung a little bit. Yeah. So like in that moment, it was really tough for me to separate the business side versus just playing baseball. So there's no denying that stung when I was traded from Boston, but there's been so many different stops along the way, and there's been so many different opportunities for me to learn the baseball side as well as the business side of baseball that I've kind of learned to cope with it and kind of been able to separate it where like it's not so much personal anymore. You kind of just learn about how things kind of navigate. And you don't. It's not a course in this, but you learn that it's not personal, and it's really hard to separate that because as the player, what I do as baseball is kind of part of me. So it's really difficult for you at times to be like, it's nothing to do with me as a person. It's nothing to do with me as a player. It's just what they're having to do. That's really tough to differentiate, and it's one of those things that you kind of need to just trick yourself, and you need to do whatever puts you in the best position to go out and perform, or whatever will just put you in the best mindset for that day, for that week, for that month.
So it's kind of also an interesting dynamic. You're obviously very loyal and thankful for the organization that you're in, for giving the opportunity you have. But then you also know in the minor leagues especially, you're also playing for all the other organizations to see what you're doing on the field every day. So kind of how do you separate that business part of it too?
That was another thing that I had to learn. And coming up, when I first got drafted at 18 years old, coming up to the minors, everybody would always talk about, you're playing for all the 30 teams, you're playing for every team. It's not just that one organization. And having only been with Boston at the time, that was something that was really difficult for me to really understand or even work through or believe in, because my whole goal was just to go and wear a Boston uniform because that's who I was drafted by. That's all I could really understand. Having been with some different teams now, I understand, again, the business aspect of it, and I truly understand that you really are just trying to play Major League Baseball. Not everybody gets to be that 1%er that signs a $300 million contract and is guaranteed to stay with one team for X amount of years or whatever that is. So I'm really just trying to play some Major League Baseball, and whoever is willing to give me that opportunity, I'm thankful for it. But the tough part is really like just learning that no matter how you go out there, no matter who you're playing, no matter who you're playing for, you kind of just take it that I'm going to play my game, my Michael Chavis game, and I can't really control anything outside of that. And that's kind of something that's brought me peace when some players can run into the issue of competition within the same team, because you know, like, there's a lot of guys fighting for the same positions and stuff like that, and it really comes back to just like I believe and I know and I've come to find comfort in, as long as I play my game and I do what I'm capable of doing, that will take care of itself, and there will be an opportunity through that, and it doesn't have to do what other people are doing on the other side of the team, other dugout, or within the our own dugout. It's just all about like what I can control, and that's really I bring a lot of peace in that.
So Mariners last year, free agent again, Dodgers this year. So I guess why Dodgers, and kind of compare the Dodgers to all the other experiences you've had.
Man, it was a weird offseason. It was one of those, and I'm learning, this is kind of just how free agency goes. You don't really hear a lot, and then it really happens quick. So this whole offseason, I really didn't hear anything at all. I was sitting there waiting. I'll be honest, when I got home from this past season, I had my first child, and it got to the point where I was honestly thinking like there was a chance that I might hang him up just because I wasn't really hearing a word. It just made me uncomfortable that I wasn't really hearing anything. All of a sudden, things start moving faster. I hear from the Dodgers. I get to do a little workout with them back in Georgia, which was great. And I just approached the whole offseason, you know, like I'm just going to prepare as well as I can for wherever I end up. And luckily, towards the end of the offseason, I got a couple offers from some teams. And it came down to I wanted to go somewhere where I felt like I would get some coaching, and I would put myself in the best position to become the best version of Michael Chavis that I could be as a baseball player.
You learn that as you go, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. And I'd been some places where like I was very opportunity-based, where I felt like this was going to be the best opportunity to play, but maybe not the best development. And I got to the point where, like, coming over here, I just wanted to learn about myself. I wanted to learn about the right way to go about things. I wanted to get a little bit of guidance that I hadn't maybe gotten in the past couple of years, and I felt like the Dodgers were the best opportunity from that. And having been here, I feel like it's been exactly what I was really hoping for. It's been like, from the moment I walked in, we addressed some things that they saw within my swing with things that I was doing, and they identified, here's what we see, and here's how we think we can get better, and I've been able to work on that, and it's been a blessing.
Yeah, so the defensive versatility part of it, you played mainly at first base and second base. You were working out third base the first day that I saw you, the first workout here, so the defensive part, how does that fit in for you here?
Man, I started kind of bouncing all around the infield in 2018, I think is when I got my first baseman. So I mean, I got a bunch of gloves in the clubhouse. I got a duffel bag everywhere I go. I've gotten really used to kind of playing different positions and being able to prepare for the position that I'm playing that day. And day to day, as long as I'm getting my ground balls, it kind of follows suit where I feel prepared to play wherever I'm at. And I kind of just have a routine of if I'm playing second, if I'm playing first, if I'm playing third, I take ground balls in that position before the game, and I feel like I'm prepared to go. So,
bottom line is you need to hit balls like you did in Del Diamond that night. You'll be okay, right?
Amen. We keep catching barrels and everything will be
all right. You remember that home run?
Yes, sir. Oh, I absolutely do. That was a good one.
Upper decker, wasn't it?
Yeah, try and get a couple more of those.
Yeah, that was absolutely sweet. So, okay, last question here. If Michael Chavis got called up tomorrow, what can Dodgers fans expect from you?
From a player standpoint, one of the things I take pride in is that I play hard. Like I said, I love playing baseball, so coming out there every single day, it's just a blessing for me. And I think the way that I handle myself, the way that I play, and the way that I approach the game kind of reflects that I'm just thankful to be there, and I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity I get.
Michael Chavis, thank you so much.
Thank you.